Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Sprites of Life podcast. I'm Lucas.
I'm Don.
Chris has got some things to work on while we cover the news, so we're just gonna go ahead. He'll be here, I promise. Please don't leave yet. How you been, man?
All right. Just getting ready. Got a little bit of a storm coming this week. Nothing too much where I'm at, but just getting a little bit of stuff put away in case we get a bit of wind.
Any of our listeners who are in like Panama City, or like the Panhandle in general, please get out of the way and be safe. Oh my God, that thing is not going to be fun to deal with. But on a brighter note, I was going back through some of our old episodes while I had the time, and it seemed one that resonated with people more than some of our other ones was apparently Digimon, which I just threw together on a whim one day, and it turns out people really liked it when a bunch of random people reacted to Digimon. So I thought, why not do it again?
Why not?
I don't worry. I found more guns. I found so many guns in this game. And honestly, I think Digimon deserves more love than it got. I think Digimon has all the tools it needs, all the critters it needs, and the mechanics to become something great. And I feel like it needs a guiding hand to help it. So in our least educational episode, we'll just talk about some Digimon and see how we can make the game better. But first, Don, science question for you. How many moons does the Earth have?
One, but for a little while, slightly more than one.
Yes. In this case, we're getting another one again. So starting in about 5 days when we're recording, we are going to be getting a quote unquote mini moon that is going to be orbiting the Earth for the next 2 months. Just kind of neat. Turns out this happens a lot more often than people would think. It's just a random asteroid that just kind of falls into our orbit and circulates in what's been described as a horseshoe path. Take a guess how big this thing is.
I'm actually not sure. What is it real problem big or like neat big?
It's neat big.
It's got to be
It's not
moon
going to be
size. So I'm gonna say like I don't know. I mean mini moon. I'm gonna say like 20 miles.
20 miles. This thing's only 33 feet long.
Okay. Where this doesn't count anymore. I thought this was gonna be like a good rock. Okay, this is like
No,
we have like that's like the space station. We already have a mini moon. Then I'm a little disappointed in this rock now.
that's what I wanted to bring it up for because everyone kind of like popped off on like even the main media sites are like, oh my gosh, we're getting a mini moon. Like, it is smaller than a whale. If I threw a blue whale up into space, it would be easier to spot. It's just a little rock that's circling around. I just thought it'd be funny to talk. I mean, like, what would it take for it to be more interesting? I assume just how big does it have to
It
be a
could be
mini
made
moon?
of
Like,
something cool.
if it's made out of like gold or tungsten, I'd be a little more impressed. But it's just like, no, rock around the Earth. We get an extra piece of space junk. We have satellites bigger than this thing.
That's what I mean. I'm a little disappointed.
I mean, it is what it is. Just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes I think the best parts of science are it doesn't always have to be exciting. Sometimes it's just, oh yeah, we got a little rock friend that's just gonna stick around for a while. If it goes any closer to us, it'll vaporize in the atmosphere. But what do I know? We could thank the South Africans who found it for pointing it out. So thanks a
Thank you,
lot
South
for
Africans, for finding
thank you,
this rock.
South Africa. Now, as far as gaming news goes, I mean, one, the PlayStation State of Play just dropped, and I was going through all the notes. We're recording this on Tuesday when it just dropped. They're getting a Ghost of Tsushima trailer for the sequel, and it looks fantastic. I think it's got Ghost of Yotei. I think that's what it's called. It's gonna be really sick. Did you ever play Ghost of Tsushima?
I did actually. I think when I got my PlayStation, it came with it.
It's the it's one of my favorite games, and it's honestly the reason I feel like Assassin's Creed, the new one, is gonna suck because like, oh no, I already got one of these. Thank you, I appreciate it. But the other thing that got announced was that Palworld is coming to PlayStation. That's just a little bit awkward at the moment. Yeah, you heard about the lawsuit. Every
Yes.
Pokemon fan's probably heard about it. What are your thoughts overall?
I so I think like if I remember correctly, the lawsuit itself has to do with some very specific patent things, and it isn't directly involved with like some of the questionable design choices.
Yeah, that's what I saw as well. Apparently, Pokemon back in the day, patented the concept and mechanic of taking a ball and chucking it at a creature to capture it. And it's that mechanic that they are apparently is one of the bases of their lawsuit. We are never going to know the whole thing, in part because it's all taking place in Japan, completely different legal system, completely different way of doing things. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. I don't know. I personally think that Palworld did take a bit much from a lot of people. I'm honestly surprised the Zelda team isn't after them. Like they took a lot from the Legend of Zelda, but like I don't know. I think it's fine to have a silly willy little Pokemon spoof game, but I do think, especially with some of their designs, you should have probably backed off just a little bit. I'm not gonna get mad at you for making a sheep because it's a sheep, and I get it. It's only so many interesting animals out there
I
you
mean,
want to
some of
make
the
into a.
textures and stuff do seem to be kind of identical.
Yeah, that was they really got a little too close. I mean, everyone has the joke about Salazzle and how it looks in the Pokemon game, and so
I
they
mean, there's
just
a
took
few where
that.
like there's like their hair things and stuff are like basically like one to one of Primarina's type.
Yeah, they did that. I saw one that did Lycanroc was exactly the same. Luxray, Cinderace. Like there were a couple that was like, okay, even if you didn't copy model for model, we know exactly what you were borrowing from, dude. Like you are not being slick in the slightest. Still, I gotta give them props for getting as popular as they did. Also, props for not going free to play. I appreciate that one as well. We'll see how it does in PlayStation, and we'll definitely see how well it does in court. I don't think this is the last time we'll be talking about Palworld, though.
All right, nerds, now that the news is done, let's learn about some Digimon.
There he is. There's the guy. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Hope you guys are doing fine.
Oh, I mean, Don's got a tropical storm warning, but aside from that, we're peachy.
When is Florida not in a tropical storm warning?
That's what I'm saying. All of my, I messed up today. I went to Costco to get like my sister's birthday present, and I'm like, wow, it's really busy here for 10 a.m. on a Tuesday because there's one by my work. I thought I was being smart, and I'm like, wow, everyone's really into buying water. Then I was like, oh, that's right. Yeah, it was a lot. It was an excursion for sure to get through that.
What do you get your sister from Costco for her birthday?
I wasn't gonna ask, but like,
Well, okay, I'm also taking her to Halloween Horror Nights, so that's also like
I mean, I'm not judging. I'm just curious. Like, what's the go?
well, I have a Costco membership, and she's jealous because she doesn't live near a Costco, and she said she was at a gas station that was selling individual Kirkland protein bars, which I'm pretty sure like isn't a thing that you can actually are supposed to do, but like she was like, they're really good. I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna buy you like 2 cases of them.
A pallet.
Yeah.
that's what brothers do when they're good. All right. Now, as far as Digimon goes, we already kind of broke down Digimon the last time we did this. I kind of want to, I don't know, I want to fix Digimon in a way. You know, like, okay, the two best rated games in the Digimon's whole video game enterprise was Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth and its semi sequel Hacker's Memory. They're the highest rated in the franchise. I may have mentioned it, and you probably forgot. What was their Metacritic score? I will just guess. See if you can get close.
What I out of 100, right?
Yeah, you know what? I'll make it easy. Between 50 and 100.
I was gonna say at least 7, but you actually cut me off now.
I'll give them a 72.
72?
I'll go 85. I'll go high. I'll go high for them.
Ah, I wish you didn't because you're breaking my heart. The highest ones are 75 for Cyber Sleuth and 73 for Hacker's Memory.
I was
Like that's
pretty spot on.
yeah, and it stinks because like this franchise is still going. It refuses to die. It has over 1,500 critters in this franchise that are just sitting there not being used. I mean, the critics, if you go through it, like the real ones say, it's a fine JRPG. It doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it's a nice step forward when the games are usually, I'll be honest, incredibly grindy. The thing that makes Digimon so overwhelming when you play it is that a lot of the games are like, okay. Imagine if you wanted to evolve your Pikachu into a Raichu, but instead of just giving it a Thunderstone, you had to make sure that it had a certain number of attack, defense, special defense, agility, And then also you had to make sure it was being fed properly in order to evolve. And if you didn't do that when it evolved, it would turn into a Trubbish instead. And that's what you're dealing with.
The worst aspects of Pokemon.
Yeah, no, it's every like it takes the whole point of leveling them up and it just makes it that much harder. Like in Cyber Sleuth, you're literally taking them, like you put them into your PC like in Pokemon because digital creature, and inside is a farm and you have to manage the farm to make sure, oh hey, these are where my Digimon stay when I don't need them. I'm gonna put a punching bag in here to increase their attack, or I'm gonna give them a special kind of food to raise their ability. It's a lot of grinding to get your critter. And it's kind of something that games have always had. I mean, don't get me wrong, the world itself is really interesting. I mean, like in the Digimon stories games, the idea is pretty simple. So it's basically takes place in our world in a sense, but like everyone kind of has VR goggles and you can literally dive into the internet. Like everywhere, like you can walk around in it, you can hang out. The chat rooms are literally chat rooms, like actual places for you to go. And in this world, Digimon were discovered and basically taken as like, oh, what a weird little program, dude. All right, I'm going to use you to hack into the Pentagon. And that's basically what they're used for. In this game, if you have a Digimon, you're basically a hacker. And it's really weird because in the game's lore, like there is a digital world on the other end of the universe, and there's our world on the other, and then the internet being created helped bind us together, which is the most peak 90s way of thinking of the internet.
Yeah.
Like the internet will connect us to whole new worlds. It's like, oh, and it's just little dinosaur dudes.
I mean,
Okay.
what else do you want from the internet besides little dinosaur dudes?
I mean, the internet has a lot of things, and it's sad that most of them can't be said on this podcast. Um, in the game story apparently, like I've played it. I played both Hacker's Memory and Cyber Sleuth, and the stories aren't terrible. They're standard for JRPGs. They go through some pretty heavy topics. So with the first game, you're basically you become a cyber detective solving crimes and mysteries, and like all Digimon things go, things get wildly out of hand at one point. Digimon start coming into the real world, chaos ensues, death and devastation across the land, yada yada yada. In the second game, which is a really cool, you actually play in the same time. Like it's not afterwards. You're just playing different characters going through the same like events. Like you play a hacker who had his stuff stolen. So that's how he became a hacker, was just like, hey, oh crap, someone stole my identity. Guess I'm gonna have to, go in there and get it back. Which was pretty neat story-wise. Overall though, I don't know. What would it take for y'all to play a Digimon game? Like what would you
I don't know.
need
I
to
would probably try one out.
Not opposed to trying one. I just don't like. I don't even know where I would play it. To be frank.
most of the time it's going to be on PlayStation or Nintendo. I mean, the Switch does have Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory as a bundle, so you could play it at any time. It's just one of those things where I don't know, people have other things they want to do, and I just wish the Digimon franchise was more loved, which is why I have brought you both here today. I think Digimon's strength comes from its creatures. If I can get two people who have never seen these designs to understand how much work goes into them and how much fun it would be, I think people would completely forget about Palworld and bring this in. Like, don't get me wrong, the lawsuit's probably not going to go like take down the game, but I do think Digimon should have been there. Like the whole idea of Pokemon with guns, Digimon was there long before. So on that note, are you ready for your first Digimon? I'm going to start off light. So I'm going to tell you their name, and then I'm going to drop a picture in the Discord. All right, so this guy is called Parrotmon. I want you to have an idea of what Parrotmon looks like in your head. And there he is.
It's a parrot.
That's
It looks
yeah,
pretty accurate. That's
pretty
a
accurate.
parrot.
So, for those who actually know the series, Parrotmon's a big deal because in the prequel to like the first Digimon series, when like they get Greymon for the first time, the giant monstrous T-Rex, this is what it fights to protect Tokyo. It fights one of these. So apparently it can attack at the speed of sound. In the anime, it shoots lightning. Its attack is called Mjolnir's Thunder. So it generates lightning bolts from its head and zaps people. It's a powerhouse. It's a fun, cute little bird dude until it starts shooting electricity. So very much in the Pokemon aspect of things. So that one's pretty simple. Let me give you another one. Just another one that just, if I give you the name, you'll get it. This one's called Doberman.
I
Okay.
have a guess.
Okay. Take your guesses.
Little,
There he
yeah,
is.
that's about what I would expect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, Doberman would have been, or Doberman would have also been a great
That's what it is.
opposite Dox
Doberman.
bun. Like that could have been a separate Dox bun, like Split Evo.
Ooh, you're right. That could have been pretty good. I mean,
Doberman.
so what are your thoughts? Too much? Too spiky?
I mean, that's pretty tame, I think.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
one.
I'm getting a little bit of I can faintly hear some Linkin Park.
So apparently this one, it has a howl that seals the opponent's abilities and a black beam that pierces the body's digicore, basically their equivalent of a heart. Also, its moves are all in German. Like if you translate them, like they're like gray noise and black beam, but it's like Schauenstrahls. Like so they really leaned into the naming difficulties
The
on
like
this
little
one.
flecks of red leaking through, like on his legs. I think that's a neat little touch.
Yeah, their
Yeah.
eyes basically.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
creepy.
fun.
Yeah, like it turns into a real piece of work, but we might get to that. All right, we're gonna go a little weirder now. If I say Orcamon,
Oh,
this
big
is
whale.
Is this the
big
Big
whale.
jacked whale guy? Isn't there like a jacked whale?
There is a jacked whale. There are jacked whales. This is not a jacked whale.
What?
I was just sitting through the silence.
That's the guy.
Look at him.
That's a thing.
That's the-
This is the Digimon representation of like one of the most vicious killers in our world.
yeah, he's got a little lightsaber. He's out there saving lives.
What
Is
that
that for him
terrible
to save lives, or is that his own life he's being saved with?
A little bit of both.
I'm instantly like, this is like comparing in my mind to Floatzel. And I like how Floatzel has the thing that it's like it throws it to save people, and this one is very clearly wearing the vest.
Which it's also funny that Floatzel is that because like there's now been multiple recent attacks on people by otters, and one of which was people that were tubing in Montana, and they got like severely mauled. Like I think one lady lost an ear and had to be like medevaced.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, no. I mean, okay, so let me read some parts of this. So first off, in Digimon, you don't just digivolve by leveling. They're sometimes called armor digivolving, where if you get a specific egg, like this item, it lets you transform into it lets you digivolve separate from like the level up style your people are used to. In this case, this one was made with the basically the Digimental of Serenity. Its whole thing is peace. Although it is clumsy in some areas, it breaks things by hitting them too much. It's actually a savior of the ocean who has outstanding agility. There are many Digimon that rely on it to come for advice. And when it comes to the battle, it speeds with movement, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's
It just dawned on me that this thing is wearing a lifesaver and a life vest.
yeah, no, it's extra safe. It's extra safe. All right. Last one I'm gonna give you of like the ones you could guess before things get weird. If I said Octomon,
Octopus.
octopus, survey
And
says,
oh yeah, I was like
yeah.
unless it's an octagon, which would be.
I
I like this honestly. Like
yeah.
this is like honestly like I don't know, man. I would get this guy's a tattoo. This guy's sick as hell.
I mean, like this is the perfect representation of like a greedy, treasure-minded octopus.
I like octopus a lot, and I think they're fascinating. And I like pirates. Dude, this dude's awesome. Honestly, like 10 out of 10, no notes. This might be my new favorite guy.
We haven't even got through the rest of them. But no, what's really cool, if you read into the lore, you notice the little circles on the pot,
Yeah,
what look like eyes.
yeah.
So those are apparently a group of Digimon that don't actually have an animation or anything to them. They're a small group of like barnacle style Digimon that live on the pot, and they will help signal Octomon when trouble's calling. And if trouble comes a knocking, he comes ready. That gun is the Roaring Sea ink gun. It shoots a bullet packed with toxic ink.
Oh, it's our first weapon.
First
Our
gun,
firearm.
yeah. It's your first gun. Enjoy it while you can.
What's the deal with his like Why are some of his toes or tentacles black?
The same way you can digivolve and get pants, you can also digivolve and just have your limbs replaced with metal.
Ah,
So
okay.
this thing, it does have a nasty habit of collecting things, and the tips of its tentacles are fixed with claws obtained from Devigermon's data. Hang on one second. Let me pull up a Devigermon. Oh my. Yeah, so basically the data when it was digivolving got corrupted with one of these, and it got some pretty sick claws out of it.
And it looks like it traded. It looks like it traded because this one's got little red claws.
Yeah, no, it's got a little trader there. And that can happen in Digimon because these are literally digital creatures. You'll get cases down the line or like, yeah, this is the embodiment of a certain browser or something like that. These things can happen. And it's a good balance and a segue. I mean, so far, those are like normal animal-based ones. These are simple, easy concepts that anyone could do. But we're gonna go into what I promised, and it's in the title. I did find more guns. So if I said Gillied Human,
This is a guy in a
Frogman.
what
ghillie
would you?
suit.
Frogman.
Frogman. All right. Well, here's your first gun. A
Donald's
little
right.
guy. Look at a little guy.
It's a ghillie suit guy. I like he is a little guy.
He's a little guy.
He's kind of froggish too.
Yeah, no, his whole thing is exactly what it looks like. He hides and then he snipes things. He takes one shot, one kill. He is very, very fun. Just because
What's the name for like the Florida Sasquatch?
Skunk
Skunk Ape.
Ape.
Yeah, that I feel like that's what this is.
I did also find his cute little trading card because Digimon is also a trading card game. I like how threatening its aura is.
Oh no.
But
Yeah,
he's ready.
he's ready. He's locked in. He's ready to go. I love him. Again, this is where
I like
Digimon
to think that the Digimon creators just like played Gillies in the Mist circa like 2000s, the early 2000s, and we're like, we can do this.
Yeah, no, it is definitely one of those Digimon where I didn't even realize it existed until I just again, there's a whole list, and I'll link it in the episode of where you can just find all the Digimon visually. It's amazing. Now, this Digimon is actually from my time. So this was one that was put out when the Digimon was first released, give or take. And this is Garbagemon. So if I said Garbagemon, what kind of gun would Garbagemon have?
The trash gun.
Trash gun.
Trash gun? Trash gun? It is a trash gun.
I don't, but it's not. That looks more like a bazooka. This
It's
is like an
gun.
Oscar the Grouch just had enough. You got banana peel hair. Okay, I like love and hate this one.
So this is what happens when your trash can on your desktop computer gains life and evolves into a mutated Digimon.
I'm probably like 6 files from this.
Yeah, no, this Digimon is the trash. It's just really ticked off that you haven't emptied it.
Trash.
So it's really terrifying because when you read into this thing, what was it? Blah blah blah. Digimon were said to be absolute. Until now, garbage Digimon were said to be the absolute weakest. But with the arrival of Garbagemon, that conventional wisdom will probably be reversed. The trash can acts like a black hole, so that anything can be sucked into the trash and disappears from the digital world without a trace. And then it also fires from that bazooka.
It's like literally the recycle gun.
Yeah, it also fires poop out of the bazooka.
It's his prerogative, you know. We can just have to respect that.
I guess we do. I mean, either that or we're gonna get sucked up into the garbage can and horribly mutilated. Again, not all Digimon are meant to be loved. Some of them are meant to be just avoided or feared. All right. Now, this next one, I got a big love for this one because it's just so much. I want you instead to think it's called a Saltmon for starters. I want you to guess how many guns you can visibly see on this thing immediately.
At least 7.
At least
20.
7. It's actually about 6. Battle Centaur.
This looks like from Terminator.
It probably is a little bit. So this thing is basically a centaur that Look at it. It's just guns. It is just guns on top
No,
of more
I would
guns.
not say this one is that for the last episode we had one that was just guns. This one
That's
is
Gundramon. Yeah, we got Gundramon.
this one
What's
has some vibes that are not that.
So there is another Centaur Digimon, and this is the one that it likes to hang out with, like occasionally. So this is Centaurmon. This is actually Centaurmon. There he is.
The yin and yang of the Digimon world.
No, he still has gun.
The guns are
No.
important for the centaurs.
Yeah,
Everyone knows
that's what they're known
Centaur.
for.
Yeah, they love guns.
They love it.
I mean, they
Okay,
do love
what?
centaurs do seem to love like ranged projectiles. So I guess, and these are digital. They're more modern centaurs. They've upgraded.
Don't try to
So-
justify it, Don.
I'm going to justify it.
So the name of its signature attack is called Justice Massacre.
Sick.
Hate
yeah.
that.
Okay, it strikes with the Gatling guns on its arms, the machine guns on its stomach, in the name of justice.
Good.
So we're gonna go a little bit more crocodilian on this next one. So Decardramon. So anytime you hear a dra, it's gonna be dragon based in some capacity. So I want you to think, if you were a robot crocodile, what kind of guns would be on your back?
Probably on my back.
Oh, would
On
this
your
be
back.
like sub sub missile mounts?
You're in the direction. You're in the right
Or some
direction.
anti-aircraft, maybe something. to
There it
stop
is. He got it. This is an anti-aircraft Digimon.
Sick. This guy looks like a Zoid.
He might be. Okay. What was it? Blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to read through this whole thing. It poses difficulty for flying Digimon, and that its low height makes it hard to detect. Its aircraft kill rate swells, particularly while it's in terrain filled with obstacles. It can be said that this is the natural enemy of all flying type Digimon. It is basically a giant, floating, hate filled gator that hates anything with wings, which I find personally very funny, given that in the real world, alligators and birds are close cousins to each other. But not every family, gets along. So I get it.
They clean each other's mouths.
I
Well, not
mean,
each other's.
yeah, that'd be kind
Did
of
you know
weird.
that water birds will island nesting water birds will select for bodies of water that have gators in them versus don't?
Really? Just to
Yeah,
avoid.
Yeah, I guess they decide the threat of things like raccoons and things like that can access their nests is greater than, because occasionally they will. Gators will actually have like sticks and stuff. I think there's a debate if it's intentional or if it's just the gators kind of ending up with some on their head. But the birds looking for nesting materials will occasionally get got by a gator. But I guess the consensus is that that's greater because it restricts other nest predators.
I saw some of that debate as well, so I don't know. All I know is that this thing, I would not want to be near this thing, nest or otherwise.
No.
Oh god. Yeah, no, it's the the Decardra launcher is the name of the machine, the missiles on its back. It's fun. I'm having a great time. All right, I think I have one more gun-based Digimon. Hang on, let me see if I can find him. No, I have two. I have two more. All right, so this next ones are both animals as well. I like the animal ones. So Vulturemon. Now, when you think of a vulture, what kind of weapon would you give it if it was a person? Like if a
definitely
vulture was a person. Nope,
something
forget gun.
bone based.
Ooh, I was gonna say
Bone-based?
like a bone saw.
A bone saw. Okay. So when I asked,
That's the immediate made me think of bone saw.
honestly, when I asked my buddy Will, he said like, I don't know, maybe like a scythe, and he was closer than most. Here's Vulturemon for starters.
Okay, they love sniper rifles. Okay.
Look at the bipod. It's a scythe bipod.
Honestly, like I really feel like I slept on Digimon too much when I was younger. These are awesome.
I mean, like, okay, check it out. It is feared as the Reaper of Dust. Excellent eyesight and unrivaled cruelty. It's just a sniper bird that hates everybody. I mean, its attacks are things like Desert Death Scythe.
Digimon just hate like all these themes. Maybe you're just picking the hateful ones.
I'm picking the ones with guns. All right, fine. You want one that's not hateful? Like you want one that's just like, I
Yeah,
have a
show me-
gun, but I won't
sh-
hurt you.
Show me a nice one.
Okay, cool. Here's Mothmon.
That's hilarious. I like Mothmod.
Just give him a gun. Yeah, no, he just got a gun on his butt. That's all he needs. There you go. Nice gun. Okay, the bullets fires are made of phosphorus powder, and since they penetrate deep into the body and explode. Nope, never mind. Not nice. Sorry. It shoots exploding bullets.
Definitely not nice. Definitively not
Definitively
nice.
not nice. It literally shoots you, the bullets penetrate, and then you explode. So good on you. Incidentally, it is formed by the Digimental of knowledge, so it's like smart. That's neat.
It's
All right.
something.
Yeah, so we're gonna get away from the guns. And have you all seen a picture? I forgot to grab one. Let me go grab him. So Leomon, I showed you him before. There are a couple of Digimon, things like Greymon and what have you, that have so many different forms that sprout away from the base form. So this is your average Leomon, your average bro.
He's got
That's standard.
I know that one.
yeah, I
Yeah.
recognize him.
Now here is Mad Leomon. So this is the form that when he just can't take it anymore.
It's very like werewolf
I
vibes.
think I killed
Very-
that in Elden Ring.
Yeah. Okay. What if I told you it could get even more mad and then it found some metal? So
Is its name
so
Mad Metal? Was it just Mad Metal Leomon?
no, I wish. So in Digimon, you can get what are called modes. So they're not really Digivolutions. They're more like a change up in how you fight. They still make you stronger, but it's basically like grabbing new gear as opposed to like becoming something different. So
It's like
this
going
is
from
Mad.
normal Rotom to Lawnmower Rotom.
Yes. That's a good way of thinking of it. Here is Mad Leomon in armored mode,
Sick.
right?
Or
Mhm.
like Army of Darkness mode.
Just look at him. He's just not having a great time. I mean, so the description is that due to repeated modifications and unbalanced chainsaw, intense pain is always running through its enraged Mad Leomon body. Because it is unable to stay still due to the pain, it sees anything reflected in its eyes as an enemy and attacks. I want you to guess. Okay, so I'm going to read you the description of the attack, and you tell me what you think it's called. Shakes its arms so violently, it seems as if it's trying to shake the chainsaw off, cutting through anything in its way, no matter organic or not. What would you call this?
The shake saw.
A shake saw?
Like shake weight, but with a
Okay,
saw.
yeah.
What's the name of the town? What's the name of a popular Digimon location?
There are a lot of those. So basically, like the Chainsaw Massacre.
I was
What's
gonna
the
make some sort of Chainsaw Massacre joke, but I didn't realize. Then I realized I didn't know any city names. in the
Digimon towns.
Digiverse.
It's all
Yeah.
good. The Tokyo Massacre basically would be the closest one. All right. The attack is called "The Lion Sleeps Tonight."
That seems like a copyright infringement.
I like it though. That's fun.
That goes hard, right? That
It's
goes
sick.
really
I like
hard.
that a lot.
I do too. It's again. There's a couple of these Digimon that are just very much rule of cool. So occasionally you also get some weird ones. So if I said Dino Human,
I feel like the name is self-explanatory.
yeah, a little bit. Here you go.
Okay, actually, that's much more on the dino than the human part.
Correct. Yes.
And how does his? Oh, I see. Okay, he's got a big sword over his shoulder, and then
And then
also a
it's
little
tied.
like a dagger
Y-
thing.
Yeah.
It
No.
kind of looks like he's got Ninja Turtle vibes.
That's
Yeah.
what I said. He looks like a Ninja Turtle. It lives in areas that have not yet been modernized by civilization, where all the tribesmen are valiant combat dragons who possess makers of warriors. So this whole thing is that it stays in like the Digimon equivalent of the jungles as opposed to the cities. It doesn't
Oh,
have
that
any
sounds
crazy.
great. Oh, that's a nice metal work for being a, just
Yeah,
like
no,
out there.
Digimon, they love their weapons. It's not always guns. Sometimes they just really love their weapons. All right. I just like his Ninja Turtle vibe. He's very cool. All right, what if, and hear me out here, what if you could design a Mad Max style Digimon? Like if you could just come up with it, because this thing is called Rebelmon. So this is Rebelmon. I want you to think of how you would design a Mad Max Digimon. Keep it in your head.
Lots of guitars.
Lots of guitars. Okay.
Chrome.
Chrome. You're closest, Don. Look at that mask.
Let's go. This dude's
Let's
sick.
go.
This
Look
guy looks
at
like a
him.
Twisted Metal character.
He does look like a Twisted Metal character. He looks like something out of Overwatch. I love him. Alright. Okay. So it's said that it to have evolved from Digimon driven to the brink of death that took in junk data from its surroundings. It's an outlaw who loots parts from other machine species Digimon in order to further strength and remodel its body. It is very territorial and it's kind of a jerk. It is followed in a main area in some of the games called the Metal Empire, which is pretty neat. Also, it does have guns. Those fingers you see there, you notice that behind them is like a turret.
Yeah,
That's a missile from its left arm.
naturally. What else would it be?
Yeah.
What else would it be?
Yeah, I snuck more guns in there. Surprised? There's always more guns in Digimon. I love him. He's so weird. You know what? Have you ever played Kirby Air Ride? Anyone
No.
weird? Honestly, that game's so good.
That game's great.
Look at his little wheel. Doesn't that look like one of the bikes from Kirby Air Ride?
It kind of does.
Yeah, no, it's really I like it. All right, so this next one's got some D&D vibes to it. So this one, it's just one of like the coolest concepts I think of for Digimon. So if I said Mimicmon,
Evil treasure chest.
Mimic chest.
evil treasure chest, cool. Not punk enough. Try again.
It looks like a evil lobster trap with a gun.
That would
Yeah.
that would get me. I would fall for an evil lobster trap.
So the horns and stuff you're seeing pumped out of it are all the critters that it's caught.
What
so
does it
this-
entice them with?
The
Honestly,
gun.
it-
It points the gun at them.
It's gonna get in.
Get in the cage.
Get it? So the whole thing about this Digimon that it's a virus type Digimon that traps other virus types that invade its territory. It's not supposed to be a virus, but it just collected so many it became a virus itself.
It stared so long into the void stared back.
Yeah. So its left arm is called the Dead Shot. The weapon on its left arm loaded with it's loaded with the Digimon that are sealed, and its power has dropped dramatically due to the data being compressed. So basically,
I'm pretty sure that's a flamethrower, Lucas.
Yeah.
that's what I said, and that's apparently no. The weapon on its left arm, like inside the canister, are like more Digimon. Yes, I see the torch at the front, but I'm just here to read. All right.
Maybe it sets
That's
them
all
on
I-
fire while it shoots them out.
Yeah, and then it just doesn't even have a name for the attack on the flail. It just has a flail, and that just tends to work for it. All right, so I think I have another combo for you. Where'd he go? All right, so I have to show you one Digimon before we get to this next one. Give me 1 second to go grab him. All right, so I mentioned that there were Digimon that could show up at the concept of like a trash can and whatnot. If I were to tell you about the concept of a living firewall, what would it look like?
So there was that demon wall, and I think Final Fantasy 4 or 5. So that, but on fire.
I'm imagining something that's just all red. A lot.
All
of
right.
red.
You're both on the money. Here's Miramon.
That's
That's
just
the
a
Human
def-
Torch.
Yeah. yes, it is. It's a living firewall with a violent temper, and it stops anything from getting too close to it or taking stuff. So this next version of it, so when it digivolves, depending on what language you're speaking, it's either called Death Miramon or Skull Miramon. How do you step this up? How do you step up the Human Torch?
You put a no. He's a like
You
he
make
turns
him,
from
you
human,
make him the
turns into-
sun.
turns into the Ghost Rider with the skull.
What did you just say?
Ghost Rider.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
John, you know too much about Digimon.
This was purely off the name, and I've kind of picked up on the aesthetic of a lot of these guys.
Don has let go. He understands the assignment. He knows exactly what's up with this. This is I grew up calling him Skull Miramon. Yeah, he's just kind of an ass. He's an defensive abilities risen considerably with its conjecture with strength and its flames. It's got this is basically the Ghost Rider. Its heavy metal flame is none of the name of its attacks. I'm trying to see if there's any other cool art of it. No, hang on, that actually looks pretty sick. I don't want to actually show you guys this. I was looking up some of the other art for these Digimon, and here's one of the Miramon posts I saw. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
It looks
Right?
like Hadouken.
Yeah, no, he's probably. I think this was from the what was it? This is from Digimon Collector, so I think it's one of the mobile games. All right, so this is the last one I have for the rule of cool, and then we're gonna move on to something a little bit, cute. So we're not terrifying people. We have something to market. So this is kind of in the middle. So this is Daipenmon. So this is going to be a penguin-style Digimon, and I'm going to describe this first line for you. A Digimon that possesses power over ice that has transcended legend by inheriting all the might of one of the legendary 10 warriors and acquiring unknown abilities. So that's the first line of its description. So what are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
The Ice King from Adventure Time.
Yeah, that's probably a good pull.
Penguin
A
with
penguin.
popsicles.
Penguin and
With
popsicles.
You're kind of close though with Gunter.
Hell yeah.
So-
Hell yeah. This guy's all every one of these guys is awesome. I need to learn about Digimon more.
What I don't understand is this one is not a robot.
No, it kind of is. Look, it's got a little, so it has a shaved ice crank on its head.
Naturally. Okay, you're absolutely right. I was so dumb for
No,
questioning this.
no, but Lucas, you're not showing me a robot at all. It's like, oh, hang on, here you go. All right, so the names for its weapons are. Let me see if I can get the names right. So, okay, you're gonna laugh. The blue one is called Little Freezy, and the other one is called Little Stiffy if you translate it to English.
I hate that.
Yeah. It's Kaki Kaki-kun and Kochi Kochi-kun. Those are the names of the weapons. I will let you know he can form them at any time. So if they melt away, he can still make more of them. The two attacks that it has, when it attacks with the pink one, the attack it translates to strawberry death. And with the blue one, it's blue Hawaiian death.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's
It should-
coming.
no, let's be real. Like, that's cool. It should have just been Hawaiian Punch.
It's a translation thing. They don't have Hawaiian Punch in Japan.
Yeah, but that's what your localization experts are for. It should have just been Hawaiian Punch.
Well, I mean, Blue Hawaii, that's also fun though.
I mean, I love this guy one way or the other. Y'all can think what you want. He's a good boy. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and throw down. We're gonna level off with some cute stuff. We're gonna level off with something adorable before we start wrapping up. So we're going back to the animals. We're gonna talk about Sheepmon. He's digivolved from the Digimon, the Digi Egg of Hope. Very sweet. What are your
Digimon of
thoughts?
The Pope?
The Hope. Hope,
Oh,
not
Hope.
Pope.
I was like, wow, Digimon went hard.
You got little happy guns.
Got a little
Is
happy
that
gun.
a jetpack or guns?
Gun.
Why would you ask, Don?
It shoots
Well, the
wool
back
that
of them
puts
looks like
people
a
to sleep.
torpedo almost, or something like a fan.
Like I was saying, like it's not a fast Pokemon. It's not a fast Digimon. It's pretty sluggish, but its bazookas on its booster bazookas shoot wool balls that put people to sleep and make them slower. So its special move is forcibly putting Digimon to sleep during battle with the giant balls of wool launched from the wool ball blasters. Oh no. Okay, I found the name of one of its moves. If you were to name a terrifying sheep move off a movie, what would it be?
Name based off a movie?
Silence of the Lambs?
Yep, that is the name of one of its attacks. It's Silence of the Lambs. There's no description for it. It's just here that it has an attack called Silence of the Lambs.
Awesome.
I don't know what to tell you.
It kills
It's
you.
just-
It just murders you.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to bring up one of the cute guys from my time. So one of the Digimon that we grew up with was Tokomon. And Tokomon was just a little baby, just a little cutie. And he would evolve into Patamon eventually. But yeah, there's Tokomon.
I
Don't
recognize
take it
that
off.
guy.
Yeah, he actually had merch back in the day. So he was one of the ones that actually did get quite popular over the years. And I love Tokomon. Look at him. Look at his little teeth. He's not harmed. He's not hurt nobody.
No, he reminds me of those dudes in the Kirby games that are kind of like floaty guys, but if you bump them, they go all freako mode.
Oh yes, I remember the
yeah,
ones that
yeah,
went
yeah,
I don't
sicko
remember what
mode.
they're called, but they remind me of Bilbo in Lord of the Rings for that like half a
Mhm.
second.
Yeah, so this Digimon was just adorable. Everyone loved it until it opened its mouth. All right. The biggest problem we have with Digimon, we have to appeal to the American market. We have guns. We unfortunately have some scantily clad things, but
Do
we
we have
need something
burgers?
else.
Isn't there a
We
burger
do have
mod?
burgers. Here's Burgamon.
Yeah. Oh, he's like a
I
little
would
mascot
I
burger.
would eat whatever it cooks up.
Oh God. Okay.
Wait. Is
Okay.
that his
Check.
hat or is that part of his head?
It looks like an axolotl.
Okay. So, one of its attack names is Green Pickles, and it throws pickle-shaped discs at opponents like a frisbee.
Oh, he's Bubble Bass's ultimate enemy.
He also has a move called Delicious Patty, where he places the opponent inside a large, delicious burger patty and kneads them.
You just gotta get it. You gotta get it tender.
Yeah, no, it is a merciless killing machine, and literally it says here it's merciless to those who disturb others while they are eating and drives them away with the Delicious Patty attack. Yeah, no, it enjoys serving hamburgers that it puts all its skill into making to that hungry Digimon get the most out of it. Oh, it wants a first-rate burger restaurant that'll bring customers in. Oh,
It just wants to live its dream.
yeah, see, it wants to live the American dream. I want to open a burger stand. Now, this next one, also very cute, so very nice. If I said Shortmon,
Do you remember Snooky from
oh
Jersey
God.
Shore?
Don't make me find a picture of that for YouTube. I don't wanna. Okay, so Shortmon is short for Shortcake Mon. There you go. We need dessert.
Uh,
Y'all,
Like
right?
I like that one. Does it want to open a cake shop?
It studies each day to polish its skills due to the cake data that flows into the digital world.
is the
So
icing on
basically,
its head like hair or is that also just flesh?
yes.
And both.
Okay, if a Digimon that ruins the space where it's enjoying cakes appear, it will drive them away with Tetsuon, where it pierces the enemy with a large fork.
Sounds effective.
Just a giant fork. Also, the strawberry on his head is a missile, so he can shoot that at you.
Classic.
It is also a gun. This is one of my last ones. I have one more to show you after this, but this is one of my last ones that I had officially planned out. This is Ganemon. Now, this is a Digimon that is based around money. I want you to just keep it in your head of what this Digimon looks like. You got a picture in your head? Whatever you're thinking, it never goes this hard. Look at this boy. Look at this
Mustache.
man.
Dang, this guy's cool.
This is. Feel like he's trying to sell me on a pyramid scheme.
It's like if the Pringles guy started selling drugs.
He literally eats money. He eats money. So there are Zenimon, so which are literal like 5 yen pieces of Digimon. Like I'll grab them. I didn't grab them beforehand. So he has an army of these little dudes who will run around and collect money. They will bring him the money. He will consume the money, and he will get larger for it. I don't think the Zenimon get anything out of this.
They get they get to live.
They get valuable experience. Valuable experience.
Yeah, they get
paying
an
an
internship
exposure.
credit.
Yeah, they get exposure.
They get to build their network.
The more money it has, the stronger it gets. One of its attacks is gold bowling, where it throws its collected pool of money at you. It attacks you with its net worth.
I like how there's two different. Actually, I know a lot of other RPGs have money based. I like how we have this. We have Make It Rain in Pokemon. I know in Bravely Default, there's a skill that scales off of how much money you have.
Yeah, the
I
bank
like.
Digimon. I remember him.
Yeah, I like the total variety of games that involve doing damage with just piles of money.
Technically, you got Payday in Pokemon too.
That takes money, right?
No, it's well, I guess if you use it, yes. But if a random Meowth uses it, then there's money for you to get.
Okay, actually, it doesn't take. I guess it just spawns the money.
Yeah, it
But is
just
it
chucks
hitting? Is
money
it
at you.
hitting them with the money though?
Yeah, no, it just pelts
Okay.
things with money.
Yeah, so lots of things. I mean, yeah, big metal
I like
coins
it.
are heavy. They're probably good to throw at stuff.
So before we make a final consensus on Digimon and what it needs to come back, I have one last Digimon for you. One of the comments in our Digimon video said, "Lucas, why didn't you show them this Digimon?" So I'm going to show you Deltamon. He said it because like you didn't put enough freaks and weirdos in there. So I have one last freak and weirdo for you.
He's either gonna be like, okay, Deltamon makes me think it's not just like
I think it's like a plane, like a
is
jet.
it's like the concept of like Delta, like change or something. Is this gonna be like some high concept Digimon?
I mean, you're closer, Don. Don is really good at this game. I don't know why. Yeah, here's the freak.
Oh, is he like an evolutionary guy that like changes stuff, or is he just a
He
freak?
is a fusion of 3 different Digimon, and each of these have existed as separate Digimon. Due to a computer running wild after it was struck by a storm's electromagnetic energy, they were forced to fuse because of a computer bug.
Many such cases.
Yes.
3 heads, 2 tails, specialized in 3 parte attacks, and capitalizes on its body traits. It's even able to fight against 3 Digimon at once. However, because each of them was a fiendish Digimon, they are only of one mind on destruction. So this thing just kind of a jerk.
Which head is the one that rules? Because it's always, I feel like we always default to the middle head, and I just want like the right or the left to be like the lead head.
Honestly, with the amount of saliva, like the left hand is dead. That's a skeleton. He's dead. But like, no, I think it's the drooly one. I think it's the one that's saliva. Seeing a bunch of these, again, there are 1,500. I've spent over a week collecting these Digimon to be like, okay, which ones would they enjoy and which ones do you think would sell the case harder? Between the animals, the guns, the rule of cool, the cute ones, even the salacious Digimon, there's something for everybody. So Bandai Namco, I want you to get your crap together. I want you to produce. They are making a new Digimon story. They have said it multiple times. It is in development. So hopefully by next year we have some news. But I couldn't wait that long. Bandai Namco, my 2 buddies here would really appreciate it if you made a good Digimon game. I feel like, please put Ganem, put Octomon in the game. Give me freaking Mimicmon. Like some of these Digimon haven't even been in Digimon's story. Like a few of them were, but not all of them. Like it's incredible that they literally are sitting on this massive pile of stuff and they don't do anything with it. But overall, thoughts, comments, anything else you would like to see?
Honestly, if they could just make a game that by the people who appreciate it, if they can say that this is a game that like functions well, I'd be open to trying it because some of these are pretty fun and silly, and I like fun and silly.
Yeah, I think it would be yeah, I don't know. I feel like I given there's so much variety of Digimons and there's such like kind of crazy guys, I definitely think like but also like so I think you would probably need like a pretty solid story just to maybe incorporate more people and kind of fold the stuff into the world. But I'd like a lot of exploration because there's so many crazy guys that I feel like just I don't know.
You can't get too crazy. You got to start with your
Yeah,
Rattata.
you gotta ease. Yeah, exactly. I think you gotta ease the people into it.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to have fun. So, folks, we'll definitely be more educational next week. For now, have a wonderful rest of your day or night. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, everybody.